I'm outside Whitechapel station, and I'm alarmed to see that there was a statue here. The last time I was here was with the great writer Ian Sinclair, and I filmed Ian reading from his book London Overground outside the Whitechapel station in front of this statue, and Ian talked about the statue. And I was editing this footage of the day, and I wanted to come back and get some cutaways of the statue, and it's gone. I'll find the inscription actually when I get home, but I think it's from the 1890s, that statue. I'm here with London writer Gerry King. Gerry, do you know when that statue, what the provenance of that statue is?
I don't. I'm aware of it because I remember being up here on one of the demonstrations against the property development of a lot of the social housing estates around here. So I am aware of the statue, and I'm aware of its absence.
So this is the old Whitechapel station, which is gone. Shows you the pace of change in London. I was only here, 2-3 months ago with Ian Sinclair, and everything that I filmed has changed here. Here with Gerry King, writer of Smoke and Other Tales. And we've just met up at Whitechapel station, and we're going to go for a wander. We don't know where we're going to go. Gerry wants to avoid Bethnal Green, which I think is probably good advice in life, actually.
Yeah,
avoid Bethnal Green.
It is.
But we're going to walk that way.
Okay. It's to do with, obviously, the sea, but it's to do with lighthouses. So this would be like for commanders, wouldn't it, or whatever, what it said there.
We're on the Mile End Road, and here's the Trinity Green almshouses, which you don't expect to find such peace and solitude in the heart of the bustling East End. But here it is. Rebel laundrette and dry cleaners. I wonder what makes it rebellious. So this is a beautiful old department store. I can't remember the name actually, which is really annoying. I think it's called Spiegelhalters or something. Gerry, Spiegelhalters, does that sound right? It is Spiegelhalters, isn't it?
And there was
what a great name. It should still be called Spiegelhalters. Developers are always trying to knock this down and turn it into flats. And it's been resisted. I think now it has finally been saved. Look at it. It's a real beauty, isn't it? So this is Stepney Green. And it's beautiful, isn't it, Gerry?
It is absolutely.
Stepney Green is one of the older neighbourhoods of London, certainly of East London. Stepney Green, I think, goes back at least to the Domesday Book as Stepney Green. So it's part of the old medieval East End. There's some lovely old flats here. I guess they're council flats, so they could be sort of they could belong to a charitable trust, couldn't they, Joe?
They've got the 4% look.
The 4%, what's that?
The 4%, which is Wentworth Street, where Wentworth dwellings are now. I mean, they're all new. It's housing association around there. I'd say new, 1980s. But prior to that, I believe it was the Rothschilds that they built social housing, and the return to the landlords, they deemed that there would be no more than 4%, so that they could house, people that were living in extreme poverty.
You get the sense walking through Stepney, Gerry, of moving towards the river, don't you? You get this feeling, you get these little nautical themes popping up. There are so many delights in Stepney Green, we don't know which way to go. Gerry spotted the plaque. This is where Dr. Bernardo of the famous children's home. This is where it all started. So this is called Durham Row, this street. It's a real slice of the old East End, isn't it?
You never know it's here.
No, it's tucked away off the main street. Never been here before. There's a lot of development going on around here, a lot of new building. And you get these little slices of the past tucked away in the back streets. This is what remains of the Stepney gasworks. I think these posts here are the feet of the gas holders, supported the gas holders, and they were Victorian, and I think from reading this board here came down in about 2004. I think they were demolished. Not so long ago. So we've come upon the Regents Canal, and I think hunger now is going to drive the rest of our walk, as it often does with my walks. I find, Gerry, hunger, obtaining food, becomes a kind of dominant thing, and so I think
it's the right fry up.
So we're at Limehouse Basin. Still no food, and I reckon we're gonna.
Yeah, no, we've had half a.
We did share half a pan au chocolat. So Gerry's headed off. It's about, I don't know, it must be coming up for 3 o'clock. Wet and a bit miserable, but I think I'm going to carry on walking for a bit. So in Docklands here, we ended up going for lunch over there at the excellent Museum of London Docklands branch. Highly recommend that for a visit. Find this a slightly strange area to walk around actually. It's good at night time when the lights are on. It's like you're in Hong Kong or Shanghai or somewhere I've never been. It's like you're in Singapore. I've been in Singapore, but it's really it's a private estate, Canary Wharf. So it's got a slightly weird feel of being constantly surveyed. Docklands for me now, this Canary Wharf area, it's the part of London that feels the least like London to me. You know, this is the most internationally generic part of London. You know, this could be New York, it could be the Far East. Whereas once, obviously, London was famous for its docks. The docks almost defined London. And now it's the part of London that almost has the least kind of local character. So this area really has just become a little colony of international capital, with its own security, its own bizarre customs and its own peculiar twisted morality. So I think sort of an area I try to sort of pass through really as quickly as possible. It's very strange to be in a place where everyone's pretty much wearing the same uniform, a kind of nondescript business suit, and they're all wearing the same nondescript blank expression on their faces. You really do draw a lot of attention to yourself by walking around here dressed like I am, with long hair and a beard. Hello. So as I was doing that shot back there of the underneath of the bridge, a security guard came up and asked me what I was taking photographs of. This is becoming a very nice, though I should say, very polite, so very cordial. Worried I'm taking photographs or video of the surveillance equipment. I asked if I could see my pictures, and I said, yeah, well, I do mind, but I'll show you anyway, even though I'm not going to delete anything. Very strange, this vigilance, which oversteps the mark, I think, actually, at times. I'm clearly not a terrorist. Wow. Maybe I could be, who knows. It does seem strange. It does seem like a strange thing. Particularly as they know that, in this instance, I wouldn't actually have to delete anything. It's sort of like a low-level harassment, isn't it? On the other hand, she could have been bored. This is a weird space on the edge of Canary Wharf. It's interesting, I feel an instant sense of relief the minute I left the jurisdiction of Canary Wharf. It's a weird place, I really don't like it very much. It's a peculiar area. I think as well it probably always would have been peculiar, even when it was a working dock. I think if you'd have walked around there with a camera you would have drawn a certain amount of attention to yourself. I think it's just continuing the idea of this quite enclosed other world. Once it was the other world of the docks, and now it's the other world of corporate global finance, hypervigilant security and paranoia. I'm determined that Canary Wharf isn't the end of this walk. So even though it's horrible weather, it's raining, I haven't got a waterproof on, I'm tired, I'm going to carry on going on a different end to this walk. That's a new development there, partly shadowing the O2 Arena and Bugsby's Marshes. There's a video on my channel here you can see of this area in 2012 before that was built. This is East India Dock Basin. It's a really lovely sorbet after Canary Wharf. This is what it looked like in the 1930s. But this is now salt marsh. Yeah, if you're lucky you might see a kingfisher. All that trade that came into the docks here now moved further east. It's just that it comes in these vast container vessels that are down in Tilbury, further along the Thames, and where the docks were once operated by hundreds of thousands of people worked in the docks here in this area, and the Royal Docks further east there. Now I think the numbers of people that work in the docks probably number in the hundreds. It's mostly controlled by robots now. Another new development, London City Island. Another place where they'll be harassing me for walking around with a camera. Trinity Buoy Wharf, home to Jem Finer's long player installation in the lighthouse here. So this is effectively the mouth of the River Lea, known here as Bow Creek. And of course, the confluence of two rivers is a site of great importance in pagan faith. So I wonder if they ever dredged it for offerings. I've heard it mooted that there was an ancient port here before the port that the Romans built. That this is the original port of London, stretching back to the Bronze Age at least, and it was through here that there were trade links to Europe. It's here that Viking fleets sailed up the River Lea and were marooned up there by Alfred the Great. This is an incredibly important spot. And there is one of the Lee Valley pylons. It seems everywhere you go in London now is new development. The Lower Lea Valley seems to be the real heart of that. This new London that seems to be appearing all around us. And I'll be honest with you, I don't much like the look of it, but I love our sacred river. Welcome to New London. Maybe the river will rise up and reclaim that city island. Strange territory here on the edge of that city island development coming up towards Canning Town. This is looking north towards Stratford. You can see the orbital statue there. I possibly can't, but amongst those pylons is the statue. And all of this is going to be transformed over the next sort of 5 to 10 years. I was looking for an upbeat and optimistic ending to this video and to this walk. And I think it comes in the form of the River Lea. Eternally trundling on through the city, regardless of our follies and our concerns. And it will keep on flowing long after we've gone. Oddly, I find that very comforting.